Hello students, we are solving problems under incidence of tax liability under residential status. In this session, let us solve two more problems and let us wind up this chapter here. See this problem. Compute the total income of Mr. Shah, an Indian citizen, from the following particulars if he is an ordinary resident, he is not an ordinarily resident and he is a non-resident. Considering the three residential status of Mr. Shah, you have to solve this problem. See the first one, salary from India including rupees 50,000 for service rendered in Russia. Irrespective of his service in any country, you have to consider where the salary received. Here salary received in India, that is why this amount is taxable under all three categories because received in India. Rupees 3,80,000. Next, agricultural income from land located in America, rupees 1,24,000, out of which he remits 75,000 to India. Agricultural land situated in America, that is why only ordinary resident must pay tax on this amount. Next one, business income from Ranchi controlled from Kathmandu. Income accrued in India, that is in Ranchi, and controlled from Kathmandu, that is foreign country. But income accrued in India, that is why this 3 lakh is taxable in the hands of three categories, that is ordinarily resident, not ordinarily resident and non-resident. Next one, business income from Dubai controlled from Nagaland. Nagaland is in India, Dubai is a foreign country. Income accrued in a foreign country, the business controlled from India. Only ordinary resident and not ordinarily resident must pay tax on this 2,60,000 rupees. Next one, dividend received from foreign companies 24,000 and from Indian companies 26,000. Dividend received from Indian companies exempted from tax. Only dividend from foreign companies is taxable. Here, dividend from foreign companies where they received, the information is not given, so you have to consider it as received in foreign country only. That is why 24,000 is taxable in the hands of ordinary resident and Indian companies dividend exempted from tax. Next one, profit on sale of building located in Delhi received in Italy. Here profit accrued in India because building is situated in Delhi, received in Italy. Irrespective of where you received the income, you have to consider where it accrued. It accrued in Delhi, that is why 4,12,000 is taxable in the hands of all three categories. Next one, interest on deposits in companies in India. In India, they are receiving, he receiving income from deposits, that is 1 lakh rupees. It is taxable in the hands of all three categories. Next one, interest on deposits with London branch. Income received in foreign country, that is in London branch of SBI, rupees 94,000, taxable in the hands of ordinary resident only. Next one, gift from friend on the occasion of marriage. Any gift from a friend in the occasion of a marriage is exempted from tax. This 76,000 is exempted from tax because gift on the occasion of marriage. Next one, interest on Indian government securities 5,500. Interest on Indian government securities, that is taxable in the hands of all three categories. Next, see Gift from a friend in the form of wristwatch worth rupees 3,60,000. Here, gift from a friend in kind, because wristwatch is in kind, because of that reason it is not taxable. Gift in forms of kind is taxable. Only such gifts are jewelry or any immovable property or shares and securities. Here, wristwatch is not coming under that categories. That is why it is not taxable. Next, see, gift received from relatives rupees 85,000 exempted from tax, because any gift from relatives not taxable. Next one, gift from a friend in Germany received there. Here, any gift from a friend up to 50,000 is exempted from a tax. If the amount exceeds 50,000, whole amount is taxable. In this problem, see M and nth point, two items are relating to gift. First one amounts to rupees 48,000 and second one amounts to rupees 28,000. The total of these two items should not cross 50,000. If the amount cross 50,000, the entire amount is taxable. If the amount is not exceeding 50,000, that amount is not taxable. See M, gift from friend in Germany received there 48,000. As per now, it is not taxable in the hands of ordinary resident also, because it is coming within a limit. And next one, gift from a business association on the occasion of wedding anniversary rupees 28,000. The total of this amounts to rupees 76,000. That means in the hands of ordinary resident it is taxable, and in the hands of not ordinarily resident and non-resident it is not taxable, because in the hands of ordinary resident both items are taxable, and in the hands of not ordinarily resident and non-resident only second one, that is gift on the occasion of wedding anniversary is taxable. Let us see while solving the problem. See the next one now. Interest on post office savings bank account 66,000. As I told you earlier, interest on post office savings bank account up to 3,500 is exempted from tax if such interest is relating to Indian Post Office. If the amount crosses 3,500, the amount above 3,500 is taxable. Here, interest on post office savings bank account amounts to rupees 6,000. Out of this amount, rupees 3,500 is exempted from tax and only 2,500 rupees is taxable in the hands of all three categories, because interest is received in India and from Indian Post Office. Next one, past untaxed profit brought to India in previous year 35,000, not taxable. Let us solve this problem. Computation of taxable income of Mr. Shah for assessment year 2020-21. First one, salary received, all three categories taxable. Agricultural income from land in America, only ordinary resident must pay tax. Next one, business income from Ranchi, taxable in the hands of all three categories. Business income from Dubai, controlled from Nagaland, only ordinary resident and not ordinarily resident must pay tax. Next one, dividend from foreign companies, taxable in the hands of ordinary resident. Indian company exempted from tax. Next one, profit on sale of building in Delhi, taxable in the hands of all three categories. Next one, interest on deposits from companies in India, taxable in the hands of all three categories. Next one, Interest on deposits with London branch of SBI, taxable in the hands of only ordinary resident, and in the hands of not ordinary resident and non-resident, not taxable. Next one, gift from a friend on the occasion of a marriage, exempted from tax. Interest on Indian government securities, taxable in the hands of all three categories. Next one, gift from a friend in the form of wristwatch, not taxable because gift in kind. Next one, gift received from relatives, exempted from tax. Next, see two types of gifts from friends. First one, gift from friend in Germany received there, taxable in the hands of ordinary resident only, and in not ordinary resident and non-resident, not taxable. Next one, gift from a business associate on the occasion of a wedding anniversary, 28,000, taxable in the hands of all three categories. But if the amount exceeds 50,000, then only they have to pay tax. If the amount does not exceed 50,000, not taxable. Here, aggregate amount of these two items exceeds 50,000 only in case of ordinary resident, that is 76,000. So, only ordinary resident must pay tax on 76,000, and not ordinarily resident and non-resident not taxable because the amount does not exceed 50,000 rupees. Remember this point. We have solved this type of problem in the previous session also. Please go through this adjustment. Next, see interest on post office saving bank account up to 3,500, exempted from that, exempted from tax. Above 3,500, taxable. Here above 3,500, 2,500, that is taxable. Next one, past untaxed profit brought to India, not taxable. So, the total taxable income of Mr. Shah as ordinary resident 17,78,000, as not ordinarily resident 14,60,000, and as non-resident 12 lakhs rupees. So, this is the problem which will appear in the exam for 16 marks. Please go through this problem once again, and next let us solve the second problem. Particulars of income and losses of the previous year 2019-20 of Mr. Sanjay Bansal are given below. Compute his taxable income for the assessment year 2020-21 if he is a resident, not ordinary resident and non-resident. Here losses are given in the problem. Not to worry, losses you have to deduct from the income, that's it. See the first one, loss from house property situated in Canada 20,000, that is negative figure because loss. Here property is situated in Canada, so only in the hands of ordinarily resident it is taxable. Next one, income from house property in India, computed income is given 15,000 rupees. Here house property in India, so taxable in the hands of all three categories. Next one, income from a business in India 40,000, taxable in all hands. Next one, loss from business in Australia 25,000, negative figure, taxable in the hands of ordinary resident only. Next one, income from a business in Australia which is controlled from there only, 50,000, taxable in the hands of ordinary resident only. Next one, interest on Indian debenture 8,000, taxable in the hands of all three categories. Last one, income from salary in India 1 lakh rupees is taxable in the hands of all three categories because received in India. Let us solve this problem. Same like previous problems. Computation of taxable income of Mr. Sanjay Bansal for assessment year 2020-21. 4 columns, particulars and 3 amount columns. Heading of 3 amount columns: ordinarily resident, not ordinarily resident and non-resident. First one, loss from house property situated in Canada. You have to write it in ordinary resident column only. Negative figure, that is why we are writing it inside the bracket. Not ordinary resident and non-resident, nil. Next one, income from house property situated in India, 15,000, taxable in all 3 hands. Next one, income from business in India, taxable in all 3 hands. Next one, loss from business in Australia, only in the hands of ordinary resident, negative figure, that is why I write it inside the bracket. Next one, income from business in Australia, 50,000, only ordinary resident, because income from Australia controlling the business from Australia itself. Next one, interest on Indian debentures, taxable in the hands of all 3 categories. Next, income from salary in India, 1 lakhs rupees, taxable in the hands of all 3 categories. So, the taxable income of ordinary resident amounts to rupees 1,68,000. Here you have to add all things, from that you have to deduct minus figures. You know how to calculate that. Next one, not ordinarily resident, 1,63,000, and non-resident taxable income is 1,63,000. So, these are the problems relating to computation of taxable income under incidence of tax liability. Here you have to consider an SSC as ordinary resident, not ordinarily resident and non-resident, and you have to compute his taxable income. Remember here, any income accrued, received or deemed to be received, deemed to be accrued in India, taxable in the hands of all 3 categories. You have to remember that much. Let us stop this session here and let us stop this chapter also. Let us wind up this chapter in this session, and in the next session let us start our 3rd chapter. Thank you. Let us meet in the next session.